For those who didn't know, because you don't know, because this is the first time we're ever doing something like this.
That's correct.
This is your boy Flaco, and this is my big brother Cat.
What's going on?
And this is When They Reminisce.
That's correct. When They Reminisce is basically a little hip hop show comparing new artists, established artists of this era. We're breaking down their albums and their catalog, and we're comparing it to those from the past era and their catalog.
The golden era, as us old heads would say.
That's right, the golden era. And yes, we are old heads. We have college, well, some of us do, elementary, junior high school level education, you know what I'm saying? And don't forget the street cred either.
Masters in hip hop, though.
Of course.
Masters in hip hop.
Masters in hip hop. We break it down.
At least we think we are.
Well, listen, we're the masters of our domain. I don't know about everybody else's domain. I have no idea. But
as far as the format will go, we're gonna showcase artists, their latest album, and kind of break it down. A category criteria would be lyrical content.
That's correct.
Bars in itself. Album structure.
Correct. And of course, them beats.
Beats, baby.
Of course, them beats.
Beats, baby.
Because you know how that goes. That makes the world go round.
Got a bump.
You already know what it is.
With that said, our first artist we're gonna debut on this channel.
Correct.
Mr. J.Cole.
Hey.
KOD, which meant a lot of things.
Cold world.
Kids on drugs. King overdose. Since we're starting out, and we're gonna try to keep this short and simple, we're gonna do like our favorite 3 tracks.
We'll do our favorite 3 tracks, and then you can tell me what you think about the whole album.
Right.
And then I'll tell you what my favorite 3 tracks are, and then you go through the whole album.
You wanna go first? Or
No, you can go first.
Me first.
Correct.
All right. On a personal level, right? This is in no particular order, but I'm just gonna go down because of just the track listing. The cutoff. I love what is it? This the lessons learned in hip hop, because I'm one of those kids, you know, a single mom out in these streets. Not to say I was hustling, but you know, when you're growing up in New York City, you out there, and hip hop raised us. You know what I mean?
Of course, absolutely.
And the knowledge is dropped, and the reminders. You know, when you ever get frustrated about something, just realize you're not the only one, and cutting off people without that extra heat and tension, just knowing when they got those bad intentions.
Of course.
And it may not even be their fault. They just maybe just raised jacked up.
Right.
So, and they're bringing that whack energy to you, and you just gotta be aware.
They got nowhere to put it.
Right. So that track to me, which was what, track 4, like it really resonated with me and just reminded like, yo, I'm not the only one. The cutoff.
Okay.
The cutoff. So I truly appreciated that, man, and just the words of wisdom in that. Number 2 for me, which was track 8, Brackets, and he had
bars.
He had definitely bars on that,
and storytelling,
and definitely storytelling,
and production.
This one helped wholeheartedly, but the cutoff too. Once again, those nuggets and words of wisdom when he's talking about how much taxes he pay, and he wished that there was an app that he could pick and choose where his money gets allocated,
right? Because
he's got to front it out for the state, and that to me was just so dope, because it's just like when we're talking about the lyrical content.
Of course,
that's some real ish there, and once again, it's all about that message. You know what I mean? And like the dude Cole is just ridiculous.
Very layered artist, man. Very layered.
Yes,
he's very layered.
I mean, and the beat and like it's just.
This got an old feel to it.
What?
This got like a 96
Dude, it's just too smooth. It's just too smooth. So that's definitely number 2 for me out of the 12 tracks. And last but not least, Once an Addict. Now, this one is personal, more so than the beat in itself, but it makes me think about being a single child, my mother, and I'm assuming that my poor moms did suffer through depression, just figuring out. And
it's tough times, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Once again, like when you realize, like, yo, you're not the only one. And this is something that a lot of you young heads need to take into consideration, because, like, yo, we all have been through it, you know. And I don't know, this thing was, it is just heartfelt, you know, just knowing the struggles that his mother was going through within her personal life and just whatever. You know that she even lost her home. Like, if you know J. Cole's story, he went and bought it back, and he talked about that 2 albums ago.
Of course, yes he did.
But you just know them struggles were real and shit. And the majority of us that are raised with a single mother, man, and you just love your moms, baby. That's all I know, man. Especially, like, she may not be perfect, but just know she was there in your best interest.
That's right.
This right here. So them 3 for me.
Backers was definitely on my list, but there was some other joints on there, like Kevin's Heart. You know, where he's talking about, you know, one man's infidelity, his continued mistake with infidelity, which is a big issue, you know, with folks. Because I think there's a lot of things that happen with your life that spill into your relationship. And when you're not equipped to deal with certain things, you end up taking it out on people that you're not supposed to be hurting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So. And to have Kevin Hart as a basically like symbolic, because he
signed off on it.
Yes, he did, absolutely. He signed up on it. Everything. The video was amazing. But even without the visuals, like him telling the story about how he fucked up and how he can't escape living with that, knowing that that regret. So you know, that was a very interesting track to me. Friends.
Okay, yeah.
Friends is tough, man, because you know what? You always have that one person that is always strong for everybody, and that person gets forgotten too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
don't forget about your strong friend. Shout out to
not yet. We ain't ready for that. The window pane outro was awesome too. That was again another storytelling, a very deep storytelling thing where he's actually talking about how like gangs here are not like the culture it is somewhere else out west. So a lot of the copying of a wave actually ruined your quality of life. Yeah. Which I thought was awesome. And the honorable mention to me was 1985. And, you know, him just breaking it down to a younger generation about how important it is for you to understand that you have amongst the people that you come up with. Because you have to understand something. Those folks that get big and they make it, they're employing a bunch of people that could have been doing nothing with their life. They're out there. They're the life raft for everybody, and they're the economic structure for a bunch of the people that they see every day
from their neighborhood, family members.
You know, and he took a couple shots at some of these little, you know, the little guys, but you know, at the end of the day, like he basically tied in from the intro to the end, like what the album was about. You know, so that's just my take on the songs I like. What was your rating on the album? Because
like we said, 4 food groups, right? So it's the beats, lyrics, lyrical content, and structure.
Correct.
And we're basing this from 1 through 5.
Correct.
Just to let y'all know, I couldn't differentiate it and just treat it as an album within its own. Let that be known because I already got flack from that. So if I'm to do it on its own, it will probably be a 5, like on its own as a standalone. But I truly have so much love for Cole. I find it very hard. Like I still go back and listen to Cole's 4 other albums. I feel like this is his 3rd to 4th best album.
So definitely positive for the catalog.
Right. No, it's definitely positive. Don't get me wrong, because the others I'm thinking about, I would swear they're 4.5s. You know what I mean? Like if we were to sit there and debate it. But I had a hard time with the structure. I had a hard time with the organization of the 12 tracks. Like I just felt like it was too many peaks and valleys. Like he didn't tell a consistent story. I'm gonna give it like a 3.75.
No, you can't do that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nah, so then I can't give it a 3. Can I give it 3.5?
All right, you give it a 3.5.
3.5. 3.5.
My take on this album is inconsistent. Because at first, listening to the first, and listen, I wasn't in love with this album the first time I heard it. It kind of grew on me a little bit because I think the records that are strong records are incredible pieces of work. And I'm a huge Cole fan saying this. But I didn't think that the album saw any consistency until they had the Kevin Hart's track down.
So that was track 4 or 5, right?
That's track 7, boss.
Really?
To me, as far as
because KOD from the intro to KOD to then
it's a very peaks and valley. I thought that it kind of really hit its stride from Kevin's Heart all the way back down because it was more of, I really felt like he was trying to make it a point. I don't even want to use the word exposed, but you know, bring to light like what these other folks do and how they construct their album.
Right.
I like the album a lot. I'm not in love with it. So judging it from what I know of J. Cole, I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm not gonna give it a 5. I think that, and listen, I'm a person that listens to albums all the way through. That's my listening palette. I'm not the kind of person that just goes single by single. The amount of songs that are on there to wait for it to pick up speed can't get a 5. I think the good of the album outweighs what was bad, and not to say that the tracks were bad. It's just that he didn't really hit what his strengths are until he got to those records.
Right.
So that's mine.
So When They Reminisce is reviewing J. Cole's latest KOD at a 3.75.
Now, where do we rate that as far as his catalog?
No, like I said, in his catalog.
What would you say is his best album of the catalog?
It's either between Forest Hills and For Your Eyes Only. Like it's such a toss-up, but I think personally.
Not Born Sinner.
Born Sinner, you wanna know why? I'm gonna tell you, Born Sinner lyrically and production wise, it'll probably be number one, but I love the progression and growth after that.
Got you.
Like the progression and growth of Cole, I'm invested.
Got you.
I love the progression, so
if you pick
to
one,
two.
no.
Oh, if I'm picking number
catalog.
one.
His catalog, for the sake of the show,
For your eyes only.
So
What about you?
So for your eyes only, I think Forest Hills Drive is his best album.
The best album.
It embraces more of a range of a listener. So like if you would never had heard Cole in your life and you listen to that album, you would be more inclined to keep listening to him. I think For Your Eyes Only is for established fans.
Yeah.
You would have to go
that's
back.
a fan album.
Yeah, you would have to go back to like.
True that.
You'd have to go back to even before even before Young Simba. You'd have to go like.
But where would you put KOD out of the 5 actual?
I think it's a good addition. I don't think it's the greatest addition.
Where are you putting the album, sir? Out of the 5, let's go. Let's hear it.
I'm not putting that over For Your Eyes or
Forest Hills.
or Forest.
So is Born Sinner better than this, though? Would you say?
I think as an album it's better.
Then
KOD, absolutely. So to me, I feel one of his biggest influences is Nas.
okay.
Forest Hills Drive.
Reminds you
to
of
me,
It
it's
Was
his
Written.
best work.
Right.
I'm gonna compare it to another legendary album.
Got you. Okay.
by Nas.
Specifically that. All right. So we
That album mirrors it a lot because of the structure of it, the variety of songs on it. Even though Nas had features on it, the way it sounded sonically and the stuff he was talking about marinated so well. Same thing with Forest Hills Drive. I feel like that was like Cole's like best interpretation of his life to his audience.
Okay.
And I think when Nas made It Was Written at that time, that was the best representation. That was the best representation of his life at that time. I feel like his influence speaks through Cole because Cole takes the risk in putting those type of records out there. You know, some other guys don't. They seek the commercial success more than
Cashing out.
Yeah, cashing out. They don't want to bring awareness to certain things, and Cole's doing it at the height of his career. So that's why I say the similarity with Nas and that album.
I definitely see that, and obviously when the man has a title track, album track,
I Let Nas Down.
Nas Down, you already know what time it is. But like now going out of we're gonna take you out your comfort zone real quick, and we're gonna get into some popular hip hop.
Hey,
This is
the spoon fed segment.
hold on.
Okay.
The Spoon Fed and the Seekers.
Yes, they are.
So we're gonna seek out a little something for y'all.
Yes.
But we all know Nice for What by one and only Drake. We got Nicki Minaj's Chung Lee. This is all radio play, nothing new. But we're gonna give you guys something else.
I'm gonna give you the best.
Seek you out something.
I'm gonna give you the best kept secret right now.
We're gonna give you something real
For
quick.
those who are alarmed, shout out to y'all. For those who aren't, please check out Nick Grant 96 Bulls. That song just bumps so hard. That young man's pen is retarded. His album just came out today.
Yep.
Go support that young man. He's got bars. You know what I mean? Like the kid is from ATL and he spit like he's from Harlem.
I gotta put this near the microphone just so
You know
y'all
what I mean?
feel
Like
this real
this
quick.
is just like the kid got bars, man.
Check, you never met a nigga this cold. Somebody tell 'em boys class never gets old. The more success they hate me, that's the way this shit goes. Married to the money, that's relationship goals. Never will I fold. Pay me what you owe, it ain't a cougar tryna holler when I wave the fofo. Money don't change niggas, it only amplifies who they really are. They sold you a bag of lies. This the land of the wise, all the lamb of disguise. I never lose my cool, but not a fan.
That's all you get for free, damn it. That's all y'all get for free, damn it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, B.
That's right.
Really reminisce, man.
Absolutely.
Flaco and my big brother Caps.
You already know.
We're gonna be here for a minute, man.
You already know.
Stay tuned.
Give us some feedback, man. Write it in the comment section, man. Let us know what you think.
Let us comment. Talk your shit. Do what you do.
Spread, like, share, hate. Do whatever you got to do, man. Spread the word, man. Peace, man.
Till next episode.
All right, y'all.
Bless.